Welcome back to Mooloolaba Music. My name is Marcus, and today I'm going to show you some of our new range of Mesa Boogie amps that have just arrived, not only here, but in Australia for the first time in 5 years. So 240 volts Mesa Boogies have been out of production for a little while, for a couple of years now, and so we haven't seen them here in Australia, new ones land for about that long, about 5 years. And we've just received our first shipment, and we're pretty darn excited about it. Today, I was going to show you this little beast of an amp right here, the Mark 25, and it is one powerful little amplifier. So the Mark series is where it all started for Mesa Boogie back in 1969 with what is known now as the Mark 1, and famous for being used by guys like Carlos Santana. And the Mark series has evolved over the years. You know, the Mark II and the Mark II C+, very famous amplifiers used by a lot of rock and metal players throughout the 80s. It was one of the most requested amplifiers to use for studio recordings for a lot of albums that you'd probably know or have heard or even listen to, trying to get that sound. And of course the Mark III, which came after that, the Mark IV and Mark V, so forth. So the Mark 25 here actually has a lot of those in there. It's a little bit of a library of those Mark series amplifiers. So we have our Mark 1 clean sound. We have the Mark 2 C+ in there. We also have the Mark 4. And of course, being a Mark 5, it's got the Mark 5 sound as well. So 2 channels with a lot of capabilities per channel. Of course, we've got our graphic EQ on here, our 5-band graphic EQ, which you can foot switch on and off whenever you wish, which comes on top of the 3-band EQ per channel. Now, if we're going to look at the channel 1, we've got a couple of little channel options in here. So on its clean setting, that is our Mark 1 clean sound. Beautiful, rich, clean sound coming from our pair of EL84s. And we've got 6 12 AX7 preamps in here as well. So a pair of EL84s is what's powering this guy. So we can switch from our clean in the channel 1 to a fat sound, so it's got a fat option as well, and then we also have a crunch. So if you want that clean channel or your first channel to be a clean or a bit more of a pushed clean, so it's just got that little bit of a hairy dirt onto it and a bit fatter, you can go on the fat setting, or you can go to the crunch setting for that real classic overdrive sound. It's a fantastic sound. It's probably my favorite sound on this one. And then over to channel 2. We have 3 choices there as well. This is where we're kind of getting our library of the, I guess, of the latter years of the Mark series. So we've got our Mark II C+. We can switch it over to our Mark IV. And we can switch it over to what's listed on here as Extreme, which is our Mark V sound. And they're giving different gain structures to what you can do with the overdrive and that push sound that we're getting. And of course, as I mentioned before, you can add in that 5-band graphic EQ and push whatever frequency you're wanting to. So if you're going from a rhythm sound to a solo sound within the same channel, you're just actually keeping that same gain structure, but pushing a different frequencies for what you're wanting there. The other cool thing about this is we actually have assignable wattage. So it's a 25 watt amplifier. You can knock it down to 10 watts, and you can do that per channel. So if you want your clean channel to be the 25 watts with just that little bit more headroom, but you're wanting to push your second channel to be at 10 watts, you can pop it down to 10 watts and really push it as hard as you want. Now, being a smaller amplifier, this is the 25 watt version. We have a 10-inch Celestion Creamback in here. So it's all in a nice compact little size. And being low wattage, 10 watts, 25 watts, it's designed to be that amp that you can push it to its limit without blowing the roof off everywhere to try and get that sweet spot. It's still a loud amplifier, but being that low wattage, we can find that sweet spot a little bit easier. So fantastic amp. We absolutely love it. I know there's a couple of guys here on staff who have fell in love with it within the first day of playing it and just finding all these tones that they can get out of it. So you've probably heard lots of videos and so forth on YouTube and around about this. So we just thought we'd show a little thing of all the features and what's in here. We have them here in store now, so we'd love you to come down and have a play. I might just have a little bit of a play around on that little classic crunch sound that I mentioned before. So.